So you are 1 sec. Let me get this up here. Okay. So can you link me your Dota buff really quick? I just want to see what you play.
Sure. Okay. I kind of play whatever. I've been trying to get into offlane recently. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Dota buff.
Yep, I got it. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen.
Nice.
Cool. Okay.
So some of my games have like very varying quality just because I stack with different kinds of people, different kinds of skill levels, so yeah, that's why I see some very high and some normal skills right after each other.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I usually just do this to check like things like activity, how many games you have played, so I can get a better idea of like how long you've been playing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have my on and off days, and I've been playing for a long time, but I didn't play seriously for the longest of that.
When did you start playing seriously?
I don't know. I'm gonna say like maybe a year ago or something. Before that, was mostly randoming heroes and just walking down lanes and doing whatever.
Yeah.
I still kind of like to walk down lanes and do whatever.
Yeah.
Like I do want to remain a bit of a clown. That's definitely. I mean, it's a video game, right?
Yeah, I mean that is the dream for sure. Like, but I know you wouldn't pay for coaching if you didn't want to do a little bit more than that as well.
Of course.
Okay. So, do you have any questions before we start? Other than that, I think we can just pick out a replay and just go over it.
I think we can just pick a replay and then run with it, see what comes up.
Sure. So, do you have anyone in particular that you want to
watch? Let me check for myself real quick. I didn't think of any before. So I definitely choose an offlane replay because there's a bunch of. Is there anything that jumps out at you as being like more interesting than anything else? I'd rather not look at the Beastmaster one just because I don't play Beastmaster and most of the game was like mechanical mistakes all over the fucking place.
This Tide one seems okay. I mean, like you have a lot of deaths. Your item build is pretty good for this game, but
is it nice?
Yeah,
I've been flamed.
No, I think
it's like the Blink Dagger item. Yeah, that's a good item, sure.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Let's check it out. Looks like you're laning against like a relatively difficult lane too, so we can talk about that stuff.
This Tide game, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, just about the Tide Blink thing. I'm sure it'll come up again. But generally, like there are a lot of lineups that don't need to, or that need to run at you to do damage, and in those lineups you don't actually have to buy Blink. Like in this case, like in order for Sark or Doom to do damage, they need to be running at your cores. It's a little bit different for Zeus, but either way. So you can actually just like build drums and Aghanims and mech and stuff, and you're totally fine. That's my preferred way to play Tide. Actually, I think Blink is good. Don't get me wrong, it's really good when you have to chase and initiate, but I prefer counter initiation anyway. So, yep.
Alright, that's something.
Disruptor. Doom. It's in the bag.
Prepare for battle.
Okay.
Oh, this is in the bag.
Okay,
Hook,
so
line and sinker.
The starting items are a bit weird. They're not bad, but they're just like a little bit confused, I think. So if you're gonna go with Iron Talon, which you did end up going, you should just buy a Ring of Protection right now. The extra armor is really nice when you're laning, and it's also really nice when you jungle. Whereas like the Mango it's good, but it's not that useful for Tide. There are very few situations where like you're going to use all of your mana and then like need to use more, if that makes sense. Like the only thing I can think of is like you get mana drained by Slark and then you need to Ravage or something. But since you don't use Gush much in lane, I want to say there's not really a point in getting the Mango.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Additionally, since you also rush Arcane Boots pretty much, or you go Talon into Arcane Boots, it's not the most necessary, but it's not bad. I think I'd just prefer to see a Ring of Protection.
That makes sense, yeah. I mean, it was definitely a confused item build. I just built whatever.
Yeah. So you can also get Fairy Fires instead of like the Circlet and the Branch, but that's not too big a deal. I just like them because they're a good lighting item. Okay.
Yeah. I also put a Bracer in my quick bind. I have no idea why. You can see right here.
Oh yeah. That's strange, but it's okay.
I didn't even mean to get a drum. That's just I ended up having a Bracer in my inventory, and yeah, thought to do something with it.
Very good. Yeah, you definitely want to try to plan stuff out so you don't run into that situation, but it's okay.
I clicked my Naxi and saw that he went to the safe lane with the Mango and Orb of Venom and the Quelling Blade.
That's pretty
nice
excellent.
as well. Yeah, that was
Alright.
something else.
Good stuff. Okay, so one thing about this ward is that is not good. Like obviously it's a very good ward because it gives you vision and it helps you lane more, but it's kind of like reliant on these guys not doing their jobs. Because like look at Dazzle right now. Like look at what this guy is doing. He's just sitting here. Whereas like if he had ran out like to scout you here, you don't get this ward down. And Dazzle also gets vision. Like okay, he knows the offlaner has a ward in his inventory at least. So this is like it's okay, and you can do it from time to time. Just know that like there are going to be situations where you can't ward here because like somebody comes to scout. That's kind of why I default to placing the ward here now. Like I just run up this cliff and place it. This is actually like pretty useful honestly for offlaners. Like you don't get as much vision for heroes running this way, but in lanes where that would matter, like if you're playing against like a Lion or something else like with CC, you wouldn't be laning here, to be honest. Like you would just go jungle. In most cases anyway. Like some situations you could like survive the ganks or just like pressure the carry enough so that they can't kill you. But yeah. Does that make sense?
It definitely does make sense, yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah. So if you ever find yourself in a position where you can't place one of these wards, then you should just go place it here. This is a really good like alternative. Also, one of the best ward spots is right here, like at the very edge of this corner. If you can actually, manage to run it into here, it's very high value.
Even more ambitious.
Yeah, no, it's really ambitious. It's one of those wards where like you can only place if you see like 4 people bottom. They're just like sitting here for no reason. But it's game winning. Like if you block them from pulling this camp, it's really nice. And it also like the most common sentry is right here, like in this little nook in the trees, and it doesn't catch this ward at the end, so it's quite good.
Yep.
Okay. So there's like there's this theory that letting the range creep run out in front is good, and it is good in some cases. Like if you have to completely sacrifice your lane, like you have no chance of trading with these guys, you want this to happen because then the lane is going to push to you. But in lanes where you're not going to like get completely dominated like this one, and you can trade with the supports and stuff, you actually want the range creep to be alive. You can control the equilibrium just by like using creep aggro tricks and denying and stuff. And also like you want this guy to trade with you, and this is the most important part. So like right now, if Dazzle is going to run around here like he should, I don't know what he's doing. If he runs around and just hits you right here, you can just sit like next to your range creep, and Dazzle is going to take creep aggro, and the range creep is going to hit Dazzle. Whereas like the melee creeps are very easily kiteable. So now you like because the range creep is dead, it's really hard for you to trade with these guys. Like you kind of just have to concede this part, which it's not horrible, right? It's not like bad at all.
It ends up being like more horrible. There we go.
Oh yeah, you get heal bumped. Okay.
I get heal bumped.
But either way, you understand my point, right? Like you could pressure this lane, like starting from level 1, if the range creep was alive here.
Okay.
So I don't have too much to say about that. Really, it was just like. Actually, okay, I have a couple things to say. So the big issue is like your creeps are about to die, and their creeps are not. Therefore, their creeps are going to run to the next target, and you are the next targets here. So if you get CC'd here, like what just happened, you're going to take creep aggro. So the positioning here is pretty bad. Like it doesn't make sense.
I know. Yeah. Looking at it now, I can definitely see what you mean.
Yeah, and like I have moments like this all the time. Like not exactly like this. Like I've gotten over the creep thing, but other moments that like just make me like wonder what I was doing. But yeah. So just in general, you want to avoid being in this scenario. Not necessarily against these heroes, just like you don't want to be the creep's next target for too long anyway, especially against heroes with CC. Yeah, and also if the only thing that I can think of that was like causing this was you were trying to get EXP or something like that, but the creeps are not dying right now, and you're also like way too close to have to worry about that. Like EXP range is like I'd say like to about here. Like from the melee creeps, it's 1,300 units, so it's about there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I end up barely living.
Yep, that's fine.
But yeah, it's lost cell for pretty much no reason. So standing there at COCS and yeah. Yeah, you can see what's happening.
Yeah, no, it's definitely rough.
Not good.
It's not the worst though, because like the saving grace here is that a lot of creeps haven't died yet, so they're all going to get to your tower, and you're going to get EXP. Now it's not the best. Like you could have gotten this either way, but yeah. Yeah, but either way, you're going to get like level 2.5 off this, so it'll be good. Unless they deny everything, which is probably not happening. Okay. Yep. So you'll get level 3 off this wave, right? Yeah, so like despite having that disastrous trade, you still manage to get a lot of XP. Obviously, like the CSing under tower needs a little bit of work, but it's okay.
Yeah, I was really scared about being heal bombed again, like even under the tower.
Oh really?
So I backed up from the creep wave at least once.
Okay, so why don't we go back and watch that then? I think I have some stuff to say about that.
Okay.
Okay, so right here, it's totally legit to be afraid of being heal bombed. That's 100% true. If you're afraid though, what you do is like you go next to the creep that you want to CS. So in this case, it would be like either the middle one here or this right one. I would say it's the right one, and you do the aggro trick. Are you familiar with that?
I am familiar with that, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is a really good application for it. It's like pretty niche, and it's only useful against Dazzle really, but it's really helpful. Like if you just pull that single creep away, then like you don't have to worry about getting heal bombed, right? Like if he heals, it's just going to do 1 creep's worth of damage, which is nothing. So yeah, that's something you can do in a lot of cases.
Something I'm definitely underutilizing right now.
Yeah, it's really important for offlane.
Yeah, for every lane, to be honest.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of regret getting... I don't know. Yeah, getting blamed. Oh, whatever. I figured the lane was going to push right back because... I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most useful. Okay, let's talk about this. It's good if you go to jungle, but I think it's a bit early. So it's okay. But also, I didn't check to see if you clicked on the enemy heroes to see what they have. But Sark has no armor items, and he has 2 sets of regen, no stout shield. So this is something just to keep in mind. If he has no stout shield, like your right clicks are actually gonna hurt like a lot. Tide does pretty good damage, so just getting that information is quite important. This is good. Okay. Yes. Okay. You overstayed your welcome a little bit. Okay. So cause this. I mean, I guess you just got caught off guard by Sark having a south, but you kind of had vision of it, so like your ward gave you some vision. I mean, I guess like know that your job as the offlaner is not, in most cases, to provide like constant pressure. You don't have to like completely dominate the Sark. You just have to inconvenience him a little bit sometimes, especially in cases where like he has a dazzle with him, so like he has somebody like dedicated to defending him. So you don't have to like pressure him constantly here. You just need to make his life a little bit more annoying. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay. Yeah. So when you stay for like getting this deny here, it's obviously not good because you die, but yeah. Definitely don't feel obligated to just like continuously deny every creep. Getting 1 or 2 denies is great. So
yeah.
Okay. So you die.
Yeah.
It's not the end. No, it's okay. It's not the end of the world by any means. I mean, it happens, but that was one of those deaths where it's just like you didn't really need to give up, and you also don't really gain too much from it. So.
Yeah, that's not the first and not the last time that happens in this game.
Yeah. Well, Sark Tide is like very volatile. It's not surprising, honestly. Sark is just very good against melee heroes, and Tide is very good against melee heroes as well, but he needs some momentum. Yeah. So I'm a little surprised that they didn't use heal or anything here, but it's okay. Oh, I guess he used it earlier. I see. Okay. Okay. The nice thing about this is Sark is pretty much out of regen. He has Dazzle, of course, but like any damage you do to him is going to be really it's going to be very high value until 6, or until he's 6 anyway. So the trades like this are actually really good. This is what you want to look for with Sark, or against Sark anyway. So where you hit Anchor Smash, then you just back off. It sounds stupid, but ideally you would get like a right click off or two, but you don't really want to risk getting pounced. In this case, like you could have gotten pounced because you were so close to tower, but yeah. Yeah, so now Sork has to rely completely on Dazzle, or getting his level 6, but that's pretty far away. So now is a good time to pressure for sure. You just need to keep in mind that like the heal bomb is still a thing. So you don't want to take trades like that, but it's okay. Yeah, so he just has to go back to base. So that's actually really huge. It's almost as bad as dying for carry, to be honest. You don't actually lose any golds, but you lose some like effective farm, you lose a lot of experience, and now you're just going to get a free level 6, so this is really good for you. Okay.
Dire's top tower.
Okay, that was fine.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay. Yeah, it would have been fine if you just went back to base. Now that you have no mana, like without using your mango anyway, you kind of have no business being here. Like part of Tide's survivability comes from Anchor Smash. Like it obviously does damage, but it also reduces damage on the enemy team, or enemy heroes that you hit. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, when you can't use Anchor Smash, you're just like not that tanky anymore. Just how it is.
Yeah.
Also, you popped your mango, which kind of sucks.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think like.
Yeah,
So
I
you
didn't
probably-
check for Zeus 6. I mean, it was obvious he was going to have it since I already had my 6, but
Yeah.
I forgot about the Zeus being in the game, basically. I thought like the Anchor Smash might have gotten me. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's okay. No
Yeah,
worries.
I don't know.
Okay. So as long as you weren't going to like mango into Ravage, that would be okay. You just don't want to use Ravage like that. In most cases, it's usually better to just die and like have it up again. So I mean that's not the greatest stuff, but I've seen worse for sure. It is pretty impactful though. Now Sork is like gonna, like you sent him back to base and you got a really big XP lead over him, but because you didn't go back to base, and like refresh your HP and mana, you kind of like gave the lane back to him.
Yeah, definitely.
But either way, like you're still doing quite well in this lane, I'd say. Well, quite well. You're doing like okay in this lane. The 2 deaths are kind of like bad, obviously, but you're doing like well in terms of CS. Like this is very good for an offlaner who's not jungling, so that's good.
Radiant's top tower
Okay, get
is
Bracer,
under
good
attack.
choice.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, that's ambitious.
The prize is mine.
I think not.
Okay. Right about now is a pretty good time to just go to the hard camp here. Like, rather than harass this guy under a tower, I guess you could harass under a tower and it's like creating space, because people are naturally going to run up to you. But I think here just going to the hard camp and doing it would be better. Like,
Yeah,
if
so
you
I could have side potted, but
Mhm.
I realized too late.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, like, what I was trying to say is, like, right, pretty much here, when you push out the wave and it gets the tower, you just go to the hard camp and do it really quick.
Mhm.
Like, you have Iron Talon, so you shouldn't be afraid to do it. And also, when you do that, like, you use a lot of mana, yes, that's true. But, like, you also deny them the connection. So, like, if they try to single pull, or if they try to pull here, they have to stack it in order, for it to work. If you do this. So, I mean, it's quite good. And you also get golden XP, and who doesn't love that? Okay. Yeah, this guy's to be afraid of you. Okay. So this Dazzle is kind of like ruining things for you, because like if he was doing this alone, he would just die. You would just Ravage and kill him. But the Dazzle is making things rough. It's good that you held on to Ravage then. Okay. Yeah. You gotta be really careful about the heal bomb. That's like, this is pretty much the only way you lose the lane, is by like taking too much damage like this. They don't have enough damage to kill you otherwise.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'm pretty sure that was fine. I think all the spells were cast, yeah. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay. I mean, there's like a brief misclick period, but I mean, that doesn't matter. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's good.
Nice. That guy survived, but yeah, at least you got something.
Yeah. So, think this is fine. Ideally, like, this is actually what you want to do in a lot of cases. Because, like, the only people who can interrupt TPs on this team are, like, Necro with ults, Zeus Lightning Bolt, and Doom Inferno Blade or Doom. And Doom is showing bottom, Zeus is showing mid. Then, like, you actually want somebody to TP up here, so this is good. Obviously, like, that's what you did, but I don't know if that was your plan. But yeah, basically,
really.
you just want to get somebody to commit, and then, you know, just get out.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
that's
attack.
pretty much it.
Go for my master.
For me.
Wait, does that purge? Oh wow, it does purge Anchor Smash. Okay, that's interesting.
Coin for me.
It does it or does it not?
It does.
It does.
Yep.
Okay.
That is really interesting. Okay. So, actually, that... Okay, I learned something. That's cool. Alright, so, when Sark goes on you, you kind of have to hold your Anchor Smash then. You can't do it right away. Because, like, you're actually going to lose a lot of effective HP this way. If you waited until after the purge, like, then he would be doing much less damage on these right clicks. You'd still be stealing your stats, so, you know, they naturally do, like, a bit more damage than usual, but yeah. That'd be pretty significant, I think. You'd have some more HP. Okay. Pretty close.
Yep.
Yeah, this is actually one of those games where getting a cloak would be very beneficial, I think. Like, they just have so much magic damage on their team. Like, even the Sark does a ton with Dark Pacts and Pounce and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think just getting a cloak is really important, actually. Yeah. You don't even necessarily have to build it into anything. You could go like Glimmer or Pipe if the game calls
just
for
a
it.
casual flow.
Yeah.
I briefly considered a pipe, but I decided against it. And I'm not much of a casual flow buy, even though it often makes sense, since Zeus is so popular recently.
Yeah. No, it's extremely good, honestly. Like, it's a little better if, like, there's more magic damage other than Zeus, but sometimes this hero just warrants a Pipe, which is crazy. Like, that's really powerful, you know, on this hero, but either way, yeah. I think getting Pipe Armec would be fine, so don't worry too much about that.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Vanish. Dire's top tower. Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have TP top there, so I had the option of like going somewhere with my TP Ravage.
Yeah, no, you should have just ran up for sure. That would have been the better play. Now that you mention it. Okay.
Dire's top
Because
tower
everyone's
is
bot
under
and I'm like
attack.
kind of stuck
Radiant's
there,
middle
pinging
tower
my
is
TP's for cooldown.
Yeah. No, it definitely sucks. So like this is the best thing you could do since you TP'd here though. Like is hitting the tower and getting it. I actually think you should have completed getting it before you left. I'm also not convinced that this is a good fight anymore.
No, probably not.
Yeah, because like your Lina is doomed. She's pretty much dead. Oh no.
I think that was
okay.
it was a zero
Okay.
hero damage.
Yeah. Awkward.
Questionable, yeah.
Yeah, this is just awkward. Okay, so this is like the hardest part of playing offline, I think, or playing any hero in Dota actually, is like knowing when you need to go to fights. Because like the first thing that this guy does when he sees or he dies in a team fight is he's like, all right, who do I blame? Just click on everyone, like see where they are. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Tidehunter, he's top lane. That's his fault. But like, you know, in reality, it's probably not the best fight. But yeah, so this is the hardest part of like just deciding whether or not you need to go to a fight. And in this case, it would have been better to just like stay top and get the tower. It's actually pretty huge. So yeah, basically like all of your damage heroes here, like all of the people who are going to get kills for you are dead. So you don't need to interact with these people down here.
Even I did hit the I mean one of I don't know.
Yeah. Even if you hit like a 5-man Ravage here, you don't get any kills. Well, maybe you kill Necro, but like that's not. He's level 5. It's really not that worth it, honestly. But yeah, so pushing. So pushing top here would be the much better play. Don't be afraid to split push on these heroes. Like even though Tide is like not a split pushing hero, sometimes the situation calls for it. Like where you just need to push a tower. Ideally, you just ran up here in the first place, so you could TP earlier. But even then, like I'm not sure if it was a good fight. So yeah. Okay. That's good.
I usually when I play hero like team fight, ultimates or whatever, I just consider them like a liability or something. Like when it's up, I try to run at someone or something or whatever and get rid of it, and then go back to my place and hit creeps.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. Sometimes it's pretty hard to decide when you want to use it, just because like you know you don't want to use it on a solo guy, but in most cases it's honestly fine to just like smoke and run at somebody with you know, a couple heroes and kill them, especially before like 15 minutes. Like there are a couple of different situations where that doesn't apply, like if a team is really good at doing Roche, or you know they're already actively pushing your towers, stuff like that. But don't be afraid to just like ravage for solo kills or kills on single players. It's worth it in most cases. And there's no real trick to like knowing when it's worth it. You just kind of have to like look at your team's CC and damage and see if you can kill them without using ravage. That's really it. Okay, so that's all fine. Okay. That is extremely unfortunate.
Help me, Rana, thank you. That was exactly what you talked about dying and then just clicking through your teammates and trying to figure out who you can blame.
Yeah, no, seriously. Well, I mean, this guy had died close to him, and they both died. So, like, you know, I didn't do it. So, you know,
he didn't even need to look around. He just
he just picked the nearest guy. I mean, that's really common. I don't know what it is about Dota that makes humans do that, but it does. Yeah, or at least some humans, not all. Yeah. Okay. So. Cloak would really come in handy here, because you've gotten like nuked really hard, but it's okay. Okay, so good. You definitely want to focus on getting this tower though. Like you shouldn't feel the need to rotate. Your Ravage is up soon, and you have a TP, so like there's no rush for you. The only scary thing is like Zeus ult plus Sark, but like Zeus already ulted a little bit earlier. So yeah, the best thing you can do here is just pressure top. Also, was Sark showing mid? No, he's not. Okay. Yeah, he's bottom. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so definitely pushing top here would be the better play. If Sark ever goes on you, you can just TP out, and he can't kill you. He has really high magic burst, so like he can do about 300... about 500 damage to you, like let's say, like assuming magic resist doesn't exist. So it's really less than that. But even then, like he can't do any physical damage to you if you just anchor smash and then TP out. So yeah, don't be afraid to just like force his TP top. Getting this tower for your team would be really huge. Like this would be amazing. But yeah.
I don't think I even realized that it was down to almost 50 HP.
That's okay. Generally, like if it's safe for you, like you want to be pushing lanes rather than going to neutral camps. Do you understand the theory behind that? Like how pushing lanes just like provides more pressure and like is more beneficial than killing neutrals?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Provides vision, provides even more gold, especially then unstacked ancient camp. But yeah, I don't know. I was walking past it, so I figured might as well. I think I like because Ravage was just coming off cooldown. I kind of wanted to be near the team. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, in some cases you do have to. In this case, though, I think it would have been better to just go for the guaranteed play, because like there were 3 heroes showing mid, and one guy was bottom. Like you saw him run through lane. The only person who was missing was Slark, so you have to worry about like Slark pounce plus TP plays. But if Slark pounces you, you just TP out. Yeah. But okay, so let's look at what happened here. I saw that you were very tempted by the creeps here to go after it instead of the Sark, but it's okay. Alright. Did he disrupt this? Oh, he actually did. That's impressive.
Yeah, I think he did.
Wow. Okay. Well, not much you can do about that. I mean, the best thing you can do is like hold it, I guess. That's impressive either way.
I don't think it was intentional.
No, it certainly was not. You still have to like kind of plan for it though. It definitely wasn't like this Helix guy is just the god of Dota and he can just like disjoint gush on his commands. But yeah, so I think in cases like this where like you're playing against a projectile based hero or a disjointing hero and you have projectiles like gush, you should kind of like keep in mind that they can disjoint them with pounce. especially if it's like their opener. Like they don't have to be prompted to use it, other than like I want to go on this guy and kill him. So another example would be like Void or look at the hero list.
Do you think level 1 Gush would have actually done anything? Like,
Oh
other
yeah,
than-
no, absolutely.
Okay.
So Gush, like just because of the armor reduction, like it's 110 damage, which is great. Like it's not that much, but it's it's significant. But really, the value comes from the armor reduction. Like 3 armor
but
is really
it is
huge.
purchable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then it would have
Yeah.
lasted for a long time anyway.
Yeah, that's what I
Because-
mean by holding it though.
Ah, I thought you meant holding it for the pounds.
No, yeah, you hold it until after back
Okay.
attack. The only problem with that is like he can just ult right away. But either way, like it's the same situation as it was before if he ults. So yeah. Other than that, I think like your use of Ravage is completely fine. Like obviously you kill Slark with it, so it's good. Yeah, no, it was fine. I was gonna say you might have been able to just run up and Anchor Smash, but you don't know if Hans is off cooldown yet, so yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's nice because I didn't. I wasn't sure if it was like over. I don't know. I pressed my button.
No, oh yeah, you
I
were
want to get rid of it, so that's
Yeah.
That's,
okay. You thought you wasted it or something? Okay, no,
Radiant's
absolutely
middle
not. Like
I
tower
was
is under
right sure
attack.
because like you said, I figured I probably would have just been able to get him with the Anchor Smash.
yeah, it's tricky though, right? Because like if you don't use Ravage here, there's a chance he just leaps into trees, right? Like Pounce is coming off cooldown really soon. I think it was like 2 seconds when he died. So if he just like instead of running up, if he chooses to run down here, like it becomes really problematic because then you can't Anchor Smash him, right? So it's totally fine to use Ravage there. Like if you kill the carry, like it's probably worth it to use Ravage. It's a little different if like he's Disruptor ulted and Lena's about to Laguna and like Lifestealer is there as well. Then you probably don't have to use it. But yeah, it was just you and Murano, so don't feel obligated to like hold it or whatever.
Okay.
Shadows take us.
I did not feel obligated to hold it,
Radiant's middle tower is
so
under attack.
glad to see that.
Alright.
Or to hear rather.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has Dire's bottom tower. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Okay. So you're going a little deep here. Everything was really good up until that point. Like you're playing front line pretty well. Like you're just kind of up in there, casting your spells and stuff. That's what you got to do. You gush the Doom right away, which is really good. Against this hero, it's really important because he has such low armor. He has 14 in this case for whatever reason. I'm not even sure why. Armor protection. Why does he have so much armor? Oh, weave. Okay, yeah, that's it. But yeah, so as soon as the weave goes out, like he has 2 armor, and then you shred 3. So dooming or gushing this hero is really good. But in general, it's just good to gush heroes that are like very close to your teammates and they can do damage. But yeah, so your frontline play was fine here, up until the point where you started to chase really hard. It's like chasing here is totally fine, but at this point you kind of need to dip, like right here. If you just ran away right here, this would be so big, because like you just zoned all these heroes out, and if you also live, obviously it's good.
I was sure
General-
of that anyway. When I was standing at like 200 HP after using Meg and popping wand.
Yeah,
Like I figured the next thing was gonna happen was like I was gonna get Necro ulted. I don't know why he had it on. Yeah, so I don't know why he held it so long.
yeah, I'm not sure why either, but either way, like you should try to make him work for it. I think, like don't just assume that he's gonna do it right away. Like oh, okay, yeah. So he needed some mana beforehand.
Okay,
That makes
yeah,
sense. So, I mean, technically you could have looked and checked that, but
Yep.
that's pretty hard, honestly, like to have that awareness in fights. But, that is information you could have had. Just like, that's the skill cap of Dota, I suppose. Is being able to look at that stuff in the middle of the fight. But yeah. So, yeah, other than this chase, I think this is completely fine. This is how you want to play Tide. It's hard to, like, make use of this hero when you don't have Ravage up, but in this case, like, you cast your spells well, so it was good. Yeah. So if you just run away here instead of like running in, it would have been good. That also might like make them chase you a little bit and try to like get the kill, and maybe that causes them to overextend or something. Who knows?
Yeah, makes sense. I mean that's something I realize a lot about myself, that I I'm kind of it's like flicking an on-off switch. Like when I'm committed, I just forget them until I fall over.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. Like, so a lot of pro players say that like the absolute best way to play an initiator or any kind of frontline hero is to play every fight until you're 1 HP and then get out, or like get out with 1 HP. Obviously that's unrealistic, right? Like that just doesn't work in a lot of cases, but that's the ideal way to play if you can do it. So just think of that. Like you want to like do your job as a frontliner up until the point where like you're gonna give the team or the enemy team golden EXP. It's totally. That being said, it's totally fine to just run in and fucking die. Like if that's what you need to do in the fight and your carries need to do damage, like you know, by all means, like jump off. But yeah.
Radiant structure. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, so you're dead forever, unfortunately.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah, it
under
happens.
attack. Radiant's middle
Necro
tower
was good
is
hero.
under attack.
Yep. Okay. You do have rabbit now, so that's good. Ideally, you push this out. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, right? Because like you guys need to go for an objective at this point, but you don't have the best team fight anymore. It's kind of like the situation that happens when Zeus is in the game. He just does too much damage to team fight against him in most cases. But yeah. Okay. So what are you afraid of here?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, I just played that game, I think, either yesterday or earlier today, but I don't remember what my thought was here. I was sure something was about to happen.
Okay.
At least
I see.
it looks like it.
So this is like, it's actually something that's pretty common, is people just like, they'll see that they're in a lane alone, and they'll just assume that something bad is going to happen, like, you know, like you just said. But in this case, like, you have some information here. Like, you don't have to be afraid. Like, Slark shows mid, Dazzle shows mid as well. This guy shows on a ward, so that's Doom. And, like, the other two are bottom. So you don't have to worry. You can just go do the small camp here, you can go do the medium camp. All that's going to be fine.
Radiant's
fair.
bottom tower is under
It's gotta be stupid.
Yeah, Okay, so Zeus
I
points.
think I revealed myself from Invis through anchor smashing. Like standing near the tree line.
Oh, yeah, getting the
no,
second
he
last hit.
bolted for vision.
Yeah, going for the last hit was ambitious for sure. You kind of just have to, like, when you see Necro, or maybe you didn't see him, but like you have to keep track of where Necro is here, because like there's a brief period where you see him run up like through this path, and you kind of just have to assume that he's gonna like run to you when he has the Zeus here. It's rough for sure, but the best thing you can do is just like run away sooner, and preferably hug the bottom tree line, so like down here. That way you can fog them a little bit. But yeah, so you definitely can't stay when Necro runs, you know, off to the side here.
No.
Even if you mech, you still die here. Like, you wouldn't get deleted, but it'd still be pretty bad.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
I guess, like,
Fly.
what's the root cause of this? I mean, the root cause of this is, like, you're farming alone in a lane. It's not bad, but you had vision here, so, like, you had vision on these guys, so you should kind of, like, understand that you're fine if you, like, pay attention to the spacing and, like, where they're positioned. But, yeah. Okay. Well, it's whatever. I mean, obviously it's a bad death, because, like, it's pretty free. You don't really trade anything for it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Middle tower has fallen.
I think most of the rest of the game is them just running at us and us dying.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah, if that's the case, then we should probably jump to a different one. Key things about this trade play, though. The laning phase was like is actually okay. Like the CSing obviously needed a little work, but that's, you know, whatever. It's not helpful for me to say that. But the real thing was like you need to. There was like a key concept that I can't think of right now. That is being lost to me. One sec. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's the creep equilibrium thing. So like you never want to be the creep's next target in lane. So like that first death that you had where I think it's coming up actually. Or no, it wasn't a death, but you used like your salve and stuff a little bit earlier. where like the creeps are running down and your creeps are about to die, then Slark pounces you and you get heal bombed and all that. So definitely like that's never a situation you want to be in as an offlaner. So you need to stay really conscious of like the creeps HP and like how the wave is going to move, in the next 10 seconds or so. That's probably one of the more important things.
Around my neck.
Yeah. Also, don't feel obligated to just like pressure constantly as the offlaner. Obviously, like get denies and pressure when you can, but try to avoid taking 2v1 trades unless you're confident you can take them. Okay. So yeah, let's jump to a different one if that's it.
Yeah, sure. Like.
Cool. Alright. Do you want to do another Tide one, or do you want to do like another offline hero?
Your call really. Is there anything that jumps out at you as being like more interesting than anything else? I don't know.
Okay.
And one of those Void games was too memey.
Okay. Very good.
Because I wanted to go to do the Vanguard Radiance thing.
Okay.
Because I thought Bisa do it. If Bisa does it, then it must be good, right? But Bisa is clearly a bit of a better player than I.
Yeah, he's better than most, honestly.
Yep.
Pretty good guy. Okay, so I mean this one looks fine. It's a pretty good Void game.
Standard Void build.
Yeah, it's a pretty good Void game. I'd say.
Pretty bad Void gameplay though. So.
Okay. Do you want to get better Void, or do you want to do another one?
Do you want to look at a Void game, or do you want to look at another one? Your call, really. Like, I actually don't care.
Oh, it's your
I've been playing Dota at all of them, in all of those games. As long as it's an offline replay, I'm
okay.
Pretty fine with looking at anything.
I'll just pick this one. Yeah,
sure.
Okay, so I mean, you guys have really good synergy with Void in this game. Like DP and Luna both are extremely good. Oh, she even went Aghanims. Okay, that's.
She went Aghanims before Brown Boots. I remember that.
I respect that. It's interesting.
Respectable, yeah.
Yeah. It's actually like Axe is surprisingly good, honestly. I don't know about before Brown Boots, but it does a lot of damage. Like it's just that simple. I don't know. It kind of sucks against BKB, obviously, but it's surprisingly good. Okay.
It's one of those games that could have worked, but ended up not working.
Okay, so starting items are good. I really like the 2 Fairy Fires.
The battle begins.
Okay, it's fine. Just keep clicking on here. That's good stuff. It's a Lifestealer Void offlane, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. He does leave, and then he returns.
Okay.
He ended up being one of our more valuable heroes, so he definitely did end up farming creeps at one point, but
yeah, it's not.
Admit that's something weird.
It's honestly not horrible, like, but only because their lane is like much worse. Necrophos just doesn't. He's like an okay laner, right, with Heartstopper, but he just dies if he gets open wounds, especially with his Uv. So, I mean, I guess it's like a skill build thing, but either way, so it's not the worst lane I've ever seen. But yeah. Okay, so let's look at this. Alright. Creep wave comes up. Looks like one of you guys aggro them back. In this case, like, so since Necro is going to, like, take aggro here if he hits you, you should actually be pressuring him right now. This is really important. Void is like the king of trading. Like, look at his base stats. You have fucking 67 damage, 4 armor, and 600 HP at level 1. That's like ridiculous. You're so strong. So if this guy, like this puny little wimp, like 3 armor, 46 damage, less than 500 HP, starts hitting you, you just hit him back, and you're gonna like 2-shot him. Like obviously it's exaggeration, but either way.
I mean, I also knew that he had Heartstopper level, so I don't know what I was afraid of, to be honest.
Yeah.
He couldn't even have posted me.
Yeah, no, this is definitely like a big mistake. Like the way you lose against Necro is by doing nothing, and just like letting yourself lose to Heartstopper. This hero is like not strong, especially at level 1 when he gets Heartstopper. Like he's strong over time, over a period of like a minute or so, but yeah. So definitely don't be afraid to trade. Like this is your job as Void, is to trade really hard, especially in lanes where you have no chance of dying. Like you can't get CC'd in this lane, so you don't have to be scared. Also, something that's jumping out at me really quick is that your camera positioning is very like left centric here, where like you don't need to see anything that's like on this part of the screen. This is all like kind of useless. So just adjusting it to be like this would be good.
Mm-hmm.
It might seem nitpicky, but this is important. Like, you know, your camera is what controls what you see, and you know, seeing is a pretty important sense. So
Yeah. I don't know why I did that for that. I mean, I centered my camera on hero a lot. I double press my hero key, especially after I click on something on a different lane or whatever.
This isn't bad. Like, it's not a horrible usage, but I would say you want to avoid using time walk like this, if anything. Like, you only really redid, or you only healed up through one auto attack or so, which isn't. It's not the most high value, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you PMS, good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I should have side put here, definitely. I tried to fuck with that, but I don't know. But I think
Ooh, that's close.
the right play would have been to side pull their hard camp onto my lane, right? Because the timing's kind of matched up too. I could have just walked to the hard camp now.
Radiant's
Yep,
bottom tower
yep, you could
is
just pull.
under attack.
That would be really good. You'd probably end up denying like a lot of creeps since this creep wave won't come here, so that'd be good. That being said, it's also fine. Like if this guy's solo, then it's totally fine to contest as well. Because you can bully this guy. Like that's what your hero does, especially now that you have Poorman Shield. This guy's gonna do very little damage to you, so it would be totally fine. Like if he was solo to contest this, that would put a lot more pressure for sure. Side pulling is like the much safer option though, for sure. So it's okay. Yeah, this is smart. This guy. Okay, so you actually can pressure him here though. Like you don't have vision, so you don't really know what he's doing. But you shouldn't be scared of him. Like especially since arrow was already used. I'd say like your play here should be to walk around this corner and like see if you can pop out and surprise him. That you don't have vision, so you kind of have to assume that he is like either running this way or just like sticking around here. So yeah, I think just like constantly trying to trade with this guy would be beneficial for you. Yeah. Especially since like if you get a bash, he pretty much dies because at that point you can chase with time walk. But yeah. Okay, so this guy's doing a good job of like making sure you can't pull.
You get
Yeah.
nothing.
I realize as much.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay.
But he ends up missing this pull, and then I finally get a creep wave.
Yep, that's good.
Large one too.
Naturally, Lifestealer is here to help you with that, which is great.
Of course.
Alright.
I pinged him. He left. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he leaves. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think you're just a bit too skittish on Void. At least in this lane. Like, they don't have any ways to kill you except for hitting an arrow. And you can fairly reliably dodge it with Time Walk, even if you're a bit late. So you don't have to be scared in situations like this. Like, obviously you don't want to tank all these creeps. Like, it's just a lot of damage. But you definitely don't have to be scared to go for CS right here. Like, you were a little bit too far back. You should just go for the CS. And even at this point, like, Spectre is alone, so you could trade with this. Or you could trade with him here. It's only one melee creep, and you have a poor man shield, so it'd be worth it to trade. Okay, that's good. Definitely want to tango up here. Okay. Yeah, if you had tangoed a bit earlier here, instead of using it for like, or instead of like saving it, that would have been very beneficial. Like you could do it right here, like when you time walk away. You definitely want to be like as high HP as possible at all times.
I remember that I wanted to self up after the creep wave passed, but the next creep wave came up for some reason. I don't even know what exactly happened there, like creep wise.
It looks like since it was so fast, somebody might have single pulled. I'm not too sure about that. I think it was just like a weird situation where like the creeps were bouncing around in this area for a little bit, so they took some time. And then this one caught up. That's about it. But yeah, so I guess if you wanted to salve, it's okay, but I still would have tangoed here. If these guys were really good right now, they would just pressure you. Like, they would run past the tower and, like, deny you of all these creeps. Like, if they run past together and not necessarily hit you, they can pressure you off the wave. So I think tangoing would be better here. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So happened here. Oh, it's not the worst. I mean, this does get cancelled, but you get most of it out of the way. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. At this point, you should just go back. Oh, she bottles you. Okay, that's good. This guy can actually die. Okay. Yeah, he's just dead. Oh. Yeah, he had a mid dagger. Okay, that's great.
Invisibility.
Okay. I want to see how you use time dilation, but that's it.
I just pressed it running at him.
Okay, yeah, definitely don't do that. It does nothing. if he doesn't cast a spell, then yeah. It would have made the necro chase a little bit easier. You know, it wouldn't be a game changer by any means, but definitely don't waste it like this. Like it's too high value of a spell to waste.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not the most. I don't know.
That's okay. I mean, you just know for next time.
Yeah, I'm not the most familiar with like AoE support and everything, so that might have been part of the issue.
That's okay.
You often see me like mistiming the 2 seconds on the time walk as well. So I barely like missing my heal because I try to get more heal out of it or whatever.
Yeah, that part of that just comes with playing a lot, like playing the hero a lot. So there's no trick to it other than make sure you cast it before the 2 seconds is up, right? Like that's a very helpful tip.
It is.
All right. Okay, so this is fine. You TP back to lane. I'd like to see you go for treads before Vlad's, but it's okay.
I think I do. I don't know why.
Yeah, this guy does not bully you. Like this is not a thing. You should just like put this guy in his place, start hitting him. Like Void is like I said earlier, he's the king of trading. There are pretty much no heroes that I can think of that can outtrade him, with the exception of like Ursa maybe. But that's a very specific instance. So when this guy just trades with you like this and he's solo, you smack the shit out of him. Like you do so much damage, and you also have the chance of just like bashing him. And if like the situation plays out well and you get a bash or two, you can just chrono him and he dies. Like he has no counterplay to that. So yeah, definitely don't be afraid of him here. That's the worst thing you can do. Even if you were like trying to bait here, I think you should still be hitting him. Honestly. Okay. Yeah, this is too forced. You have to chrono when like he's below half or something like that, because like the Void doesn't actually do that much damage. Like he's much more of a trading hero than anything. Like he does significant damage for a melee hero, but it's not like threatening to anybody without chrono being involved.
Oops.
So yeah.
I don't know. Like the screen sharing thing froze some time ago. I didn't realize.
So let me reshare. Okay, so you saw this part, right, where Necro chases you?
It's frozen at the very beginning of that part, I think.
Oh, it's frozen again. Okay, 1 sec.
No, it's perfect. It's good now.
Oh, okay.
But it definitely froze before the chrono came up.
Okay, yeah. So you just end up chasing him here. Use time dilation, I think. Okay, no, it's good use. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, so the time dilation is fine, but the chrono was like a bit ambitious. If anything, you want to chase a little bit more. Also, technically, you could chrono so that like Sealer can hit him. Yeah, he can hit him right on the edge. That's pretty fucking hard, honestly. But I mean, it is doable.
Especially now with the new quick cast thing.
Yeah, it is doable. Like, how do I explain? I mean, like I don't have any trick to it. I guess is what I'm getting at here. It's just like cast it right on the edge. It's pretty hard, but it is a bit easier since Necro is like a really slow hero, and he can't just like suddenly change his position. But yeah, so I think it's worth it, to go for that kind of play. Pretty hard, but it's okay. Okay, you'll be fine. Yep. Okay, I mean, like the chrono was bad, but I think the rest of this was fine. Like you played fairly well here, so no worries. Seconds of creep.
Okay. Happens to the best of us.
Yep. Okay, yeah, so you just go back to base. This is fine. No issues.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Definitely, though, from what I'm seeing, you need to like focus more on trading as Void. Obviously, this applies to lanes where you can actually trade and you won't just die. These guys have no CC and very little damage, so you can just do whatever you want. But if it was like a Lion, Sven, or something like that, then you have to be, a bit respectful of their CC and damage. So, yeah. So going mid was a good choice. Like, there's nobody here, so you might as well get the XP.
Yep. Top lane was looking a bit too clowny for mine. Too many heroes, not enough skills.
Yeah.
Off cooldown.
This thing you did here was really important, actually. Like, there's a chance that you get somebody to TP just by doing this. Like, if SF gets bashed, and, like Mirana or Nekker are looking, they might just, like, end up TPing to try to save him or whatever, even though he's actually not in any danger. But pressuring here is really good. Like, this just, it's not only annoying for SF, but it also has the potential to, like, force a rotation or something like that. So this is good. This is a good habit. Obviously, if you didn't, time walk well, then it would be really bad. But because you time walked well, it ended up being really good. So good stuff there. That's something you want to do as Void. It's just like constantly being annoying like this.
Figured I could trade with him because time dilation is kind of good when he uses 3 of his razors.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So pretty much at this point, like, you just want to like get kills with Chrono and either Eclipse or Exo, or you could just like push with DP and get towers, and that's fine as well. But either way, that's what you want to be doing. Okay. It's a bit late.
Yeah.
But it looks like okay. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna work out either way. We'll talk about the rest of it after. Okay, the detection thing is a problem. Alright. So it would have been really, really good if we had detection, but
that's a pretty common problem.
Yeah, no, for sure. As Void, you actually can fix this though. Like, I usually buy detection when I play offlane. Void, it's like a little bit less tempting because you can farm like relatively well, but it's still, I think it's really important against Potom, because you never want to be in this situation. Like, if you had bought detection here, then like this whole fight goes completely different. Really, it wouldn't just be a 1-for-1 like SF for Luna. Like, these guys would all be dead, or at least like 2 of them would die, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's watch this and we can wrap things up. Okay. So there were like some key signs here on the map that like kind of hinted at this. One was there was 2 heroes bottom, which is abnormal, right? Like, it just Tide and bottom for no reason. And like pretty much as soon as this pink hero shows up, so SF just shows up randomly. I don't know if he had a blink. Yeah, he bought blink. Okay. So if you TP'd right now, you probably couldn't make it in time anyway. But yeah, either way. I think it's it's worth noting that you could have TP'd a little bit sooner. But like the Chrono was fantastic. Like, this is really good. You get like the maximum amount of heroes possible in it, so this is good. And your team just needs time to catch up here. So yeah, this is a pretty good play, honestly. Just the no detection thing kind of like sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, like, if you're playing offlane, don't be afraid to buy detection. Like, it is a support's job, but it's also like kind of your job to help out too. It's the job of any hero in the game.
That's
to help out with that stuff. So, okay. So I think final thoughts on the Void game were like, just be more aggressive. Like, obviously you have to respect your opponents. Like, if they can kill you, you need to acknowledge that and just go jungle or something, or just like trade 1v1. But your hero is at his most useful when you're like constantly trading and just like keeping the supports in lane like just on the edge of killing you and getting out safely, because then like you're wasting their time and stuff. So that's what you want to keep in mind when you play Void. That might cause you to die sometimes, like because you mess up or whatever. But that's something you'll have to learn from. But yeah. So other than that, I don't think like I saw anything like particularly wrong. Also, the time dilation thing is big. Like, don't just use it to use it. Use it after you've seen somebody cast a spell or whatever. But yeah, I mean, everything else looked fine. Do you have any like final thoughts, questions, concerns, anything like that?
I'm afraid not. As much as it probably would have helped me. Yeah.
That's okay. If you think of anything, just feel free to Skype me.
Alright, thanks for the offer.
Alright. Yeah,
I mean, we'll definitely be talking again.
Okay. All right, excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm gonna try to make the best of what I learned today, and then
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anything else arises, I'll just try and
Yeah,
pick it up
definitely
again.
like play like a lot of games in between, this lesson and any lessons you get in the future. If you do decide to do that, it's better for you if you do that. Like you need to do your homework, so to speak.
Yeah, sounds somewhat sensible.
Okay, so yeah, take care, dude. Feel free to Skype me if you have any questions or whatever.
All right, talk to you then.
All right, peace.
Bye.